All right, we're in front of the Augustus Hawkins High School where they have the Miramonte teachers and teacher jail. And these are some of the local people in support of the teachers of Miramonte. And here we are getting the support of the teachers in Spanish. And we just got the previous one in English. Yes, that's what I want. All the children with the little signs. Yes, sirree. Lady, could you please pull your sign open so we can see the whole thing? Yes, there we go. And here. Let me get you guys too. All right. That is great. Here we are across the street from Augustus Hawkins. And these are children holding signs in defense of their teachers who are innocent of being involved with Berendt. And this is great. Absolutely fantastic. Yes, sirree.
A-L, right? If you are a man of principles, if you believe...
That is great. Absolutely great. You kids are great. Ask them, before I show them, you ask them if it's okay.
Hi. So, ¿está bien si la entrevista? ¿En español?
En español,
sí.
Si no, en inglés.
Okay. ¿Su hijo le puede como ayudar a traducir? Porque yo no hablo español muy bien, ¿verdad? Pero ahí le hacemos la lucha, ¿ok? So they said yes, okay. They don't mind, ¿ok? So, ¿qué es su nombre, señora? Isabela. ¿Isabela o Isabela? Isabela. And so, okay, señora Isabela, ¿por qué está usted aquí hoy?
Para apoyar a los maestros.
I would like to give my support for the teachers.
Okay, great.
So,
para que los regresen a la...
so that they can return the teachers that were originally based at Miramonte. We want them to return back to Miramonte. Right now,
was her child at Miramonte?
Su hijo era un alumno en Miramonte.
Okay.
Very important. And yes, and what's your name, sir? Omar. So Omar, you're a student, you're a former student?
Wait, first, the mother has to give permission that we can photograph.
De primero, si usted,
sí dijo.
como es menor de edad, da como permiso. Okay, so the mother's saying she doesn't mind you interviewing her son.
Okay. So ask a question, then I'll go.
Okay, so está bien si entrevistamos a su hijo, ¿sí? Yes,
Can
it's
you
okay.
move close to your mother, and then I get you all in?
All right, so what's your name, young man? Omar Lopez. Now, Omar Lopez, were you a student now or at any time with Miramonte Elementary School? Yes, you were? How was Miramonte Elementary School for you?
Fine.
Fine? You had a good experience? Can you show us what your sign says? What's on the other side? It says, nosotros apoyamos, we support the personnel from Miramonte. We support the teachers of Miramonte. Now, what do you mean you support the teachers from Miramonte? Do you feel that they were unfairly removed from the classroom? Yeah? So do you agree with what the superintendent did by saying every teacher should be removed? No? So what do you think should happen, Omar?
I think we should bring that all the teachers that had nothing to do with the subject.
You feel that they should bring back all the teachers that were not guilty and had nothing to do with the allegations, right? So you don't think it's fair that they punished all the teachers, right? Now let me ask you this: do you feel that the superintendent is being honest when he said he removed all the teachers from the classroom, but what about him?
If he would have done that, he would have stepped away from his power.
Yeah, so what you're saying is maybe that the superintendent should step down? Okay? Yeah, because if you're the captain of the ship and something goes wrong, isn't it the captain that usually asks to resign? Yeah? So is that what you're saying then about the superintendent of LAUSD? Okay. And is there anything else you want to tell us? No. Did you like Miramonte? Isn't it the most awesome school? Didn't they have the best teachers? You know what?
And let me ask this question, Omar. Did your teachers show a lot of concern and respect for the students at Miramonte, except for just these few, right? But generally the teachers were there to help you try to get ahead in life?
Yes.
Okay, very important issue. So none of you students knew what was going on with these few teachers that were bad apples in, correct? And you feel that your teachers also didn't understand that, or you'd have felt it, right? You'd have felt that something was wrong. Okay, very good.
Señora Isabel, queremos saber cómo piensa usted cómo esta crisis está como afectando a la comunidad. So it's definitely having a severe impact on the community. ¿Y qué piensa? Mira, el superintendente del distrito escolar de Los Ángeles quitó a los maestros de los salones, ¿verdad? Pero él todavía está en poder. ¿Piensa usted que eso es justicia o injusticia? Es injusticia. Entonces, ¿qué piensas que debe de ser el superintendente John Deasy?
Pues regresar a todos los maestros.
¿Y él se va a quedar en poder?
Pues no me gustaría.
¿No te gustaría? No. Okay, so you're saying that you would like, what she's saying is she believes that Superintendent John Deasy needs to be objective and remove himself from the situation because he's actually more guilty than the innocent teachers that were removed from Miramonte Elementary.
Okay, what I really want to learn is how she feels it's affecting their community from her perspective.
So, ¿cómo está afectando a su comunidad?
Mucho.
¿Mucho? Entonces, ¿le ha quitado?
In what ways?
¿Cómo? ¿Quiere decir?
Pues hay muchas cosas que no nos gustan en la escuela ahorita, que cómo se está tratando a unos como padres, ¿no?
So there's things that you don't like that are changing the policy.
Cambios,
there's a lot of changes. ¿Y tiene todavía usted fe en los maestros en la escuela?
Los que están ahorita, no mucho.
So she doesn't trust the new teachers that are there. She wants her old teachers back.
Has there been a complete loss of trust in the system and their community as a result of this?
So entonces ha perdido como confianza usted de los maestros. Sí.
Is that really how it's affecting your community?
So yes, she's saying that's how it's affecting her community.
That's what I really want to know because it's very important to know what is behind all of this. Let her know that.
Okay. So eso es lo que quería saber el señor. So si le podría como explicar un poquito más como que hay como ejemplos de que cómo ha afectado la comunidad.
La comunidad, pues toda la gente está en desacuerdo de los maestros. Toda la gente ha tenido problemas.
Everyone's been distrusting of the teachers. No one knows them. They don't have an established relationship with them. Okay.
Right.
Pues pide una ayuda, pero como que no hay confianza, o sea, tanto todo el personal de la oficina, de la cafetería, todo.
So the trust has been gone. The established trust that they had, the ongoing relationship they had with everything from the food service workers to the secretaries to front office staff. It's not there.
They have no one that they know.
They have no one that they know, so there's no bond there. There's no established rapport.
So ask her if she feels that it's absolutely correct. They should have removed the bad people and left the people that they trust in their community.
Oh, so el señor quiere decir que le está preguntando de que, okay, como quitaron a los maestros que tienen estas alegaciones contra ellos, ¿verdad? Pero usted piensa que tenían razón para quitar a todos?
No.
No? So, no, she doesn't believe that all the innocent people should have gone. Solamente los acusados, ¿verdad? Los acusados. Just the accused people should have been removed.
Great.
Sí, porque mis hijos, ya el grande tiene 19 años, él estuvo pre-kinder, él también en esa escuela, entonces ya conocemos nosotros todo.
Oh, okay, so her oldest son is already 19 years old. ¿Y va al colegio su hijo?
Sí.
Is a college 19-year-old student who has, he's been there since pre-kinder, and so she's known the teachers that her son has gone, and she already had a relationship with all of them, and so it's very, very difficult for her to kind of reestablish that relationship with these new teachers. See?
Thank you very much. All right, here we are on the other side of Augustus Hawkins, and these are 3 of the staff members with their sign and their staff. Please turn around and let me see the front. Oh, this is beautiful. Thank you very much. Oh, yeah. Look at this. Children with their parents. There's our friend again. And here's some more children with signs. Yes, don't punish the innocent.
Hi.
Innocent.
Can he interview you?
And we are Miramonte. Look at these lovely t-shirts. Children suffer the change. Yes, sirree. Look at the children here supporting the teacher. More parents. And look, here we are. Look at this, huh? We're going to get this whole thing as we pass them by. And then we're going to go back around.
Miramonte is where we need to go. Hey, hey. Oh, ho. Where should all the teachers go? Hey, hey. Oh, ho. Miramonte is where we need to go.
You guys are great. Look at that, teachers teach. Oh, yes. All right. We got the UTLA. Oh, yes. Justice for the innocent. That's beautiful. Our students need us. Look at this. Teacher change custodian. Oh, look at this.
Did you want to talk?
Oh, this is beautiful.
No, they're going back, and not all the students are going back either.
All right, the teacher just got taken
To
out.
understand that's opening down the street.
Teachers go. Hey, hey. Oh, ho. Miramonte is where we need to go. Hey, hey. Oh, ho. Where should all the teachers go? Hey, hey.
Miramonte, your boss. Oh, yes.
Miramonte is where we need to
Defend the approved process. Defend civil rights. Yes.
Go back now.
Miramonte staff, now we're with you guys. Yes, sirree. Due process is a human right, that's for sure. Racial equality in California.
Hi, Miss Peraza.
I haven't got you guys yet. Are you kids for your teachers?
What?
All right.
Teachers go, hey, hey. Oh, ho.
See what's going on here. That's our super good spot.
Of course. I mean, I sent you an email about that because of something that was posted on. I made post an email because
Where should all the teachers go? Hey, hey. Oh, ho.
Hey, George, this is it.
Miramonte is where we need to go. Hey, hey. Oh, ho.
Which is
Where should all the teachers go? Hey, hey. Oh, ho. Miramonte is where we need to go.
I mean, we got press from everywhere. We got parents. This, huh?
Where should all the teachers go? Hey, hey.
Now, there's that UTLA sign.
Where we need to go. Hey, hey.
There's one problem with UTLA. I just talked to his secretary, Fletcher,
For what?
I wouldn't verify what's going on, so I don't know what's going on with them because there's some kind of stuff that's going on here. UTLA.
Then you won't have...
Teachers go. Hey, hey. Miramonte is where we need to go. Hey, hey. Where should all the teachers go? Hey, hey. Miramonte is where we need to go. Hey, hey. Where today. We are thankful that the community, parents, and students are here with us today. We are thankful that Miramonte teachers are being brave enough to come out today and give a face to the injustice that has been done to them. We ask that you respect a couple of rules. We have teachers very afraid of retaliation. Please be cognizant that they cannot identify themselves by name. The statements being read today are anonymous. The statements were put together by groups of teachers and they will be read by anonymous teachers. UTLA is here. My name is Ingrid Villeda, UTLA South Area Chair, and I am not afraid of going on the record. You have our elementary vice president, Mr. Juan Ramirez, who can also go on the record. You have Mary MJ Roberts, our NEA affiliate president, who may also go on the record. We have our UTLA secretary, Mr. David Lyell, who will also be speaking on record. And we have our ex-president, Mr. John Perez, who will also be speaking on the record. I'm going to introduce one of our first Miramonte staff teachers, co-chapter chairs of the Miramonte Elementary School. Please join me in the front.
Good afternoon, colleagues, friends, and family. Thank you for being here today. We're going to have a few teachers speak personal statements that were written collaboratively by staff members. Teacher number one.
Back a little. Back a little.
Good afternoon.
Nice and loud.
As I reflect on the last 3 months, I can still vividly see the entire Miramonte staff sitting in the auditorium as we were informed of a removal from the school. I recall feeling shocked and numb. Never did I imagine leaving Miramonte this way. I was expected to pack up 10 years in 2 days. As I walked through the halls, I saw the sadness and disbelief in people's eyes. There seemed to be no comforting words. Personally, I was overwhelmed with so many emotions. Sadness, embarrassment, humiliation, anger, anxiety, and fear. As I walked in and out of offices, strangers occupied our space. I couldn't help but feel an air of suspicion due to all the negative publicity and statements made about us. I felt defeated. Arriving at Augustus Hawkins in a few days later was nerve-wracking. I didn't know what to expect. At several meetings, we were told we were innocent, yet in the same breath, we were told that we could not work with children in any of the LAUSD campuses because we were part of an investigation. It was surreal. And I thought to myself, what did I do to deserve this? For 6 weeks, we were kept in the dark, no new information or interviews from anyone. The weight and lack of progress in our situation was frustrating, to say the least. During this time, I experienced good days and bad days. At times, I felt good. I wasn't alone. It helped to be around other staff who were experiencing the same trauma. Helping each other get through this difficult time was one of the few things we had control of. I looked for ways to find meaning and purpose for my life. Other times, I felt down. I found myself having to dress up just to raise my spirits and feel like I was going to work. I felt as though I was completely out of my element. I felt undervalued. I looked around and saw so many highly qualified professionals with great talents becoming wasted resources. So disappointing, unfortunate, and unfair. By Anonymous. Thank you.
And some information so you understand where these ladies and gentlemen are coming from. UTLA filed a grievance against LAUSD for the unlawful movement of a whole staff. The move was unprecedented and it had never been done before. The community was not notified or asked, and the teachers were not notified or asked. A decision was made and an action was carried out. Since then, these teachers have been told that they must remain silent, and both parties have asked the teachers to remain to honor the confidentiality clause so that they do not lose their grievance. We want our Miramonte staff that is innocent to return to the school, and we do not want that right jeopardized. We wear white ribbons today on behalf of all the Miramonte teachers that are innocent, but we want you to understand that it is very important for them to remain anonymous. Thank you.
Would you again identify yourself as title?
Ingrid Villeda, UTLA South Area Chair.
Spell that last name.
Villeda, V-I-L-L-E-D-A.
And is it possible that you can get the people that can speak on the record? Because it's hard for us as journalists to verify those.
We'll try that for you. We'll do a Q&A at the end. Thank you. Teacher number 2.
For the past 11 years, I've taught children with special needs in the Florence Firestone community. The last 7 of those years were at Miramonte Elementary. I taught students, their parents, and community outreach workers. I've always tried to do a good job so that my students would develop skills necessary to make progress in school and become productive and valuable parts of their community. In February, I was removed from Miramonte and informed that I was no longer able to work with students or have contact with their parents. A bond that I had built with my students and their families was broken and disrupted, along with the relationships and trust that had taken weeks, months, and years to develop. Learning does not take place in special education classroom if the child does not feel safe and trust you. The teacher that replaced me is a highly qualified and excellent teacher, but she must try to fix the damage done to my students caused by my abrupt removal from the classroom. It is time for the staff of Miramonte to return to our school and our community. The students, their parents, and our entire staff has been traumatized by this unjust action. The healing process will not take place until we have been reunited with our students and the Florence Firestone community. Thank you for coming.
Yeah. Teacher number 3.
There has never been a culture of silence amongst teachers, but now there is a culture of fear because of the treatment we have received. This new culture of fear is very real, and it affects all teachers in LAUSD. What has happened to due process and workers' rights? All of us have been publicly punished and humiliated for the alleged acts of 2 people. I no longer tell people I'm a teacher. Until very recently, I was proud to be one. I still am, sort of, in my own quiet way. I haven't had a good night's sleep since January, and I am still unsure of my future and the impact the recent events will have upon my family and my career.
Now I'd like to introduce to you Mr. Juan Ramirez.
There's a very important phrase that makes us very proud to be citizens of this nation. Innocent until proven guilty. And this, what happened to our teachers in Miramonte, it's an injustice. They're not guilty of anything, and yet they were moved. All of them, 85 teachers, moved to a new site because someone thought that it was the best for the community. But you see the parents here. You see the community in supporting our teachers. Well, those people who thought that they had a great idea of moving these teachers to an isolated area were wrong. And they're wrong because they're still in this school. And that's why we're here. I saw the teachers from the first day, and I felt like, what can we do for our teachers? These are professionals. These are people who came for the community and decided to stay in the community to help. And yet, the leaders of the district decided to do otherwise. Just moving because we're thinking of their children. Well, we disagree with them. They're not thinking of the children. I think they're thinking of themselves. Hay una frase que es muy importante en esta nación. Inocentes hasta que los hallen culpables. Pero lo que se hizo en este caso es una injusticia. Porque no fue lo que sucedió. Está 85 maestros y otros más empleados, que fueron más de 100 de la escuela Miramonte, que hubo una decisión del distrito de moverlos y de mandarlos a una escuela y separarlos, y todavía decirles que no tuvieran contacto con ningún niño. Y la gente seguramente estaba pensando lo peor. Pero estas personas, estos maestros, son personas profesionales que han dedicado su vida, que muchos de ellos han salido de esa comunidad y que decidieron regresar a la comunidad para ayudarles. Pero hubo alguien que decidió diferente, diciendo que era por los niños. Pero nosotros estamos en desacuerdo, porque aquí están los padres, aquí está la comunidad, en apoyo a los maestros, enseñándonos y mostrando que ellos no fueron los beneficiados. Entonces esa decisión está incorrecta y sigue siendo incorrecta mientras los maestros los mantengan en este lugar. Por eso, gracias por estar aquí y vamos a seguir apoyando a los maestros, porque son maestros que no tienen culpa alguna. Gracias.
Good afternoon, parents, my colleagues, teachers of Miramonte, and fellow officers of UTLA. I am MJ Roberts, a UTLA NEA VP. And I want to premise and say that while this community and these teachers have been held hostage, while you are witnessing the pain that they have felt from the removal, I want to salute you, because they are activists resounding the injustice and the action that needs to take place across LAUSD. What happened to them at a block is not just isolated. It's isolated because of the monstrosity of a superintendent coming in and taking such actions, violating a due process. Out there, you talk about the contract. You talk about all the contract is keeping this from happening, is keeping that. I'm going to ask each of you to put your place in the place of ourselves as educators. That is to protect the innocent. Let's talk about this code of silence that has been promoted. Understand, we are parents. We love and care for the children that we serve like they are our own. There is no code of silence. Continue to know that physically, emotionally, while you may feel as hostage, you are activists, and I salute you for your action. I salute the parents for the love and support. I salute you all because of recognizing the injustice that has been perpetuated on the teachers of Miramonte and this community. And let me just add by saying, our superintendent, he selectively chose a community. This incident is not isolated throughout LAUSD. He selected a community because he felt this was a community that would not speak up and stand out for what was an injustice to them. Thank you.
At this time, I'd like to introduce to you one of the teachers of Miramonte who has bravely put her face forward in front of many speeches. She's not going to give you her name unless she feels comfortable, and I'll leave that up to her. But she is one of the co-chairs of Miramonte Elementary.
Good afternoon. Buenas tardes. I will begin first in Spanish, and then I will continue in English. Nosotros somos la comunidad y el personal de la escuela Miramonte. Durante los últimos 3 meses hemos estado en la escuela Augustus Hawkins. Durante este tiempo hemos cooperado con el Distrito Unificado de Los Ángeles y el Departamento del Sheriff. Tenemos como objetivo asegurar que nuestros estudiantes y sus familias reciban la justicia que se merecen. Aunque nos hemos mantenido cooperativos con la investigación, hemos venido expresando nuestras preocupaciones acerca del alejamiento de todo el personal y el impacto negativo que esto ha tenido en nuestros estudiantes, la comunidad y la profesión de educador. We are the Miramonte staff and community. We have been at Augustus Hawkins for 3 months. For 3 months now, and have fully cooperated with LAUSD and the Sheriff's Department. Our ultimate goal is to ensure that our students and families receive the justice they deserve. Although we have been cooperative with the investigation, we have voiced our concerns about the removal of the entire staff and the negative impact it has had on our students, the community, and the teaching profession. 28 paraprofessionals, 9 cafeteria staff, 4 custodial, 4 office staff, 6 special education teachers, 76 general education teachers, 3 long-term substitutes, 2 counselors, 1 psychologist, 1 nurse, and 1 administrator, all who provided invaluable educational services to our students, have been relocated here to Augustus Hawkins. We have been fully compliant with everything that has been asked of us, and we have been informed that the investigation is coming to a close. We have been told by the district that we are eligible to return to Miramonte for the 2012-2013 school year. We have been asking to go back, have been ready and willing to go back at a moment's notice. We still have 7 weeks to have a positive impact on our students' lives. It is time for us to be allowed to join the healing process to right the wrongs that have been inflicted on our students and parents. Since the beginning, we have been advocating for our students and ourselves through our local, state, and national unions. We have now chosen as a staff to address the general public with our concerns. Teachers and staff members deserve and have the right to due process, just like any person living in the United States. When the best interest of students is on the line, decisions need to be well thought out. The disruption of the educational program is not in the best interest of students. The dehumanizing of teachers is not in the best interest of students. Further traumatizing the families and community is not in the best interest of students. But it is in the best interest of our students for us to return to our home, Miramonte, as soon as possible. The healing will not begin until the innocent Miramonte staff is returned. We have dedicated our lives to the education of our students, and it is time for us to return to where we are needed, but most importantly, where we are wanted. Let us return now to rebuild the bonds and relationships that have helped us have a positive impact on the educational outcomes of our students and the community. And to our students, we love you and miss you. Now I will conclude by reading one more in Spanish. Es tiempo de que nos escuchen. Hemos sido dedicados a la educación de nuestros estudiantes. Es tiempo de que regresemos al lugar donde nos necesitan, a la escuela donde la comunidad ha expresado su deseo de que volvamos. Tenemos que regresar ahora para empezar a reconstruir esos lazos y relaciones que nos han ayudado a tener un impacto positivo en los logros educacionales de nuestros estudiantes y la comunidad de Miramonte. Y a todos nuestros estudiantes los queremos y extrañamos. ¡Sí se puede! 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 ¡Sí se puede!
Hi, good afternoon. Wow, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Barely.
Good afternoon. All right, I'll speak loud. I'm David Lyle. I'm the UTLA secretary. My last name is L-Y-E-L-L. We shouldn't even have to be here today. We're not here today because of the actions of a few teachers who have been accused of wrongdoing. We're here today due to the actions of LAUSD senior management, which overreacted to a situation. When the 85 innocent Miramonte teachers were removed from their classrooms and ripped from their communities on February 9th, we were told their removal was temporary. We were told their removal was done, sounds like a joke, to minimize the disruption to student learning. Reality is, nothing could be more disruptive to this community, to these students, to these parents, to these children, than to remove teachers who not only were they not accused of any wrongdoing, they were never suspected of any wrongdoing. This was a complete overreaction designed by the district to kind of draw attention away from their failure of supervision. You know,
it's true.
Thank you. Yeah, it's true. That's right. LAUSD senior administration. We've made phone calls, we've written letters, and we've protested, and they're still not listening. And that's why we're here today. Enough is enough. You know, this doesn't get out much in the media, and I hope it does today. For the first 6 months of 2011, after the accusations, well, after the district became aware of the accusations, the school, the second largest elementary school in the entire district, didn't have an assistant principal. So, you know, even if that principal, the one principal, were able to get everywhere all at one time, which is physically impossible, they wouldn't have been able to adequately supervise an entire school. So this was a complete overreaction, and you know, it's terrible. These teachers, and lastly, I'll wrap with this. I was there on I think it was February 9th, or no, February 11th, when all the teachers were packing up their stuff and being shoved out the door as if they were criminals, which they were not. And I heard chanting outside, and we all heard chanting outside. We go outside, and what do we see? There's 60, 70 families up outside the school, and what are they chanting? What were they chanting? We want our teachers back. We want our teachers back. They never wanted this. Nobody ever asked them. So enough is enough. It's time for Superintendent Daisy to stay true to his word and bring back the teachers now. Thank you.
afternoon. My name is John Perez, and I represent Grandma and Grandpa UTLA as president of UTLA Retired. Last week, Grandma and Grandpa UTLA came to the Gulag, and we brought lunch to our colleagues who have been incarcerated here unjustly. And I can guarantee you this, before the end of this year, we're bringing back lunch to Guantanamo. A return from exile. We will bring them lunch at Miramonte. There is not one single criminal standing behind me. The real criminal in this story is sitting in the superintendent's office at Beaudry. What was done to these teachers is criminal. Absolutely criminal. I want to tell the parents who are here that these teachers standing behind me are doing and have done for your community what the teachers at Strathern Street Elementary did for me and my family when they educated my two daughters who were LAUSD from kindergarten through high school. This is a great faculty, And what the superintendent did to them by being judge, jury, and executioner is the educational equivalency of sending these teachers to Manzanar. That is the true criminal act, and we stand, Grandma and Grandpa UTLA, stand solidly behind our faculty and their community. Thank you very much.
We'd like to thank you for coming. We have a community member here that knows a little bit about persecution. I want to welcome Carlos Montes, who has been an advocate for the education community in East LA particularly, and now in South Central. Carlos?
Thank you very much. Muchas gracias. I graduated from Miramonte Elementary School. Happy to be here in solidarity with the teachers, with the parents, to demand we want our teachers back in Miramonte, right? What has happened in Miramonte is obviously an injustice for this community, for the teachers, for the parents, and for the students. We're here in solidarity with the union, with the teachers, with the parents, and with the students. We want justice. What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! ¿Qué queremos? Justicia! ¿Cuándo? Ahora! ¿Qué queremos? Justicia! ¿Cuándo? Ahora! We know that this is a struggle to defend public education, to defend the right to organize, to defend the right to a free public education for all our community. And we know that in South Central, in this community, we suffer racism, poverty. We know that the strong ally of our community are the parents, the family, and the teachers that fight not only for education, but the teachers fight for justice and equality for all of us, right? Right. Yes. So I stand here in solidarity with you. I just arrived. I was out in another area, and I want to say that I will continue the struggle. I never forgot South Central or Florencia when I was a kid, Miramonte, right? My parents did move to East LA, so I didn't get a chance to graduate from Edison Middle School. I ended up at Garfield High School. Let's put the East Side and the South Side together and fight for
justice. We'd like to conclude with just a few words. I'd like to thank you for coming out here. I would like to ask the press to take a couple of questions back to the superintendent. I know he's probably told you he will give his comments at 5 o'clock today, but I want to make sure that you have some great questions for him. One of the questions we have, Miramonte is a transition elementary school. It's going from a year-round elementary to a traditional campus. That means that we currently staff 85 teachers. Only 45 can return. I want the superintendent to tell me where the other teachers will have to go. They're telling me that the teachers will have to go find a job somewhere in the city and interview like everyone else. I want the superintendent to realize that that process will not be the same for these people. They carry a certain connotation. You heard the teacher that says she thinks about it when she says she teaches. It hurts. What's going on right now hurts not only for these 85 people, but for every single teacher that we have in our teacher rubber rooms that have been unjustly accused of different items. There's something going on in LAUSD right now, people, and we have to ask ourselves why. This isn't about protecting children. This is about breaking unions. And we're here to tell the superintendent that we will not stand for that. UTLA!
UTLA! UTLA! UTLA! UTLA! UTLA! UTLA!
If you have any questions.
What does a typical day look like for the Miramonte teachers who are reporting here? What are they coming here and doing?
It's professional event development, but other than that, we're not going to comment on that.
Professional, what is that professional development? Courses?
There's some training.
Why aren't the teachers, since they're putting up another school these students are going to, why aren't those teachers manning the new school? Because that's the only way you can get them on a regular calendar.
Ask the superintendent.
Yeah.
I'm asking you. You're UTLA dudes.
Yeah,
that's not what we do.
I have a question. It's 44 years after the Latino walkouts in East Los Angeles, and Latino education in this city is worse than it was 44 years ago. What is the superintendent of this school district going to do? We are socially promoting kids into oblivion and into the criminal justice system. Ask him.
Yes, that's a question for the superintendent.
Do you know which teachers are allowed to go back to Miramonte and which ones have to find new jobs?
That's part of the problem. Up until now, the district has not given us a process of transition. They keep telling the teachers that they will be allowed to return at the end of the school year, but nobody has bothered to come down and tell us how, why, who, and when.
How about prosecution by the law of administrators for not reporting child abuse and for interrupting investigations as per the law? What is your position on that?
We're not here to comment on that.
Yeah, no comment on the superintendent.
Well, that's still a point.
I'm going to ask you to keep the focus. This is about the Miramonte staff.
This is about child abuse, what I brought up. I am sorry.
So when you say that like the teachers were threatened with retaliation if they speak out, is that coming from the school district explicitly? Like what are they saying? Like that you'll get fired if you talk to the media? Like if you identify yourself? What is the exact sort of censure that has been given?
Well, it's because we filed an grievance. It's the rules are we just don't make no comments on that. So that's why we're staying quiet.
But today you had enough. Is that happening today?
Yes, and if you saw, we kind of wanted to share the stories of our teachers, how they felt, how they feel as a teacher, how the disrespect, and that's what we had to do today.
Wait, but you said that there were two entities that wanted to speak. Because you filed a grievance legally, in your interest, you shouldn't speak, but also the district asked you not to speak?
Correct.
Well, and what did they say and why?
The district has repeatedly advised the Miramonte teachers not only not to speak, but to stay away from parents, to stay away from kids, to stay away from the entire community. Up until a few days ago, it was our understanding that they could not go anywhere near Miramonte Elementary School. We have a total of 15 kids enrolled in the school that belong either to staff or teachers. They were told they could not attend parent conferences. They were told they couldn't take their kids to school. They were told they couldn't pick up their kids from school. The treatment has been unjust.
Can I get your name on the mic?
Ingrid Villeda, V-I-L-L-E-D-A, UTLA South Area Chair.
What they're saying is not true. The collective bargaining agreement was modified to allow teachers to speak up in searching for
witnesses. So it used to be up until a year and a half ago that if you spoke up, you jeopardized your grievance. That was modified. My name is Leonard Eisenberg. I put out a blog called perdaily.com in Spanish and English, and I talk about what is going on in LAUSD, which is a travesty. If you speak out, you will be targeted. I get the calls from 10 to 20 teachers a week who are targeted. Send a kid to the nurse, kid goes without a note, you are suspended and told that they're moving for your dismissal. Welcome to Germany, folks.
Do we have any more questions?
Teachers who spoke anonymously, their faces are obviously being shot on videotape. So what do you, I'm curious too, how do you want us to protect?
We want to wait until we have a reaction superintendent, and then we'll give you their names and information.
Okay, for their names, but we're going to show their faces.
We understand.
Mom!
Thank you for coming.
Or maybe they didn't want to come out. Wait. Mom!
Nosotros prometimos que íbamos a luchar por todos y cada uno de ustedes para que regresen todos. No 10, no 20, no 30, no 40. Todos. Porque ustedes son inocentes. Por eso, hasta que regresen todos, vamos a estar ahí por ustedes allá afuera. Luchen con nosotros para que regresen todos. Luchen.
Oh my God, I feel like you almost a cheerleading.
We promised that we were going to be for you outside for all of you to return back. Not for 10, not for 20, not for 30. For all of you that are innocent, you all now return back. We are going to be there outside the school for all of you. So fight with us. Don't let us by yourselves. Fight with us. All of you supposed to return back at the election. Recuerden que la unión hace la fuerza, y unidos se pueden hacer muchas cosas. Estamos unidos en las buenas y en las malas, tal y como se los prometimos. Y lo prometido es deuda, y aquí estamos cumpliendo nuestra deuda. Y estamos con ustedes desde el principio hasta el final.
My reporter? perdaily.com. You want to call?
Yeah, well, you have my information. And I have yours.
Son temas de niños que han sido abusados, golpeados.
Yo tengo 65 años. Fácilmente, I could go into retirement. This is my Los Angeles. I speak 3 foreign languages, I got 3 college degrees, and most importantly, I'm a great mechanic from skills I got in this school district. And this school district is saying they can't. You've got a superintendent who got a doctorate from the University of Louisville from a guy who was serving 6 years for fraud. The guy wrote a 189-page doctorate. When did he write it? He was superintendent. And who wrote it? The question is, who wrote it?
And he's never taught, right? He wasn't a teacher.
He was a science teacher at one point, but he's been out of the classroom a long time. Monica Garcia, a coconut, pardon me, she gave him $350,000. There was such a stink that finally he backed off. He says, okay, I'll only take $250,000. You give me the superintendent's job, pay me a teacher's salary. I'm more qualified than he is. I was a professor of comparative law in France. I speak Spanish, I speak French, I speak somewhat English. And I will not allow Latino children whose ancestors built a civilization that lasted 4 times longer than the Roman Empire to be made to doubt themselves. This bullshit has got to come to an end. Ya basta.
Thank you.
Que le vayan bien. That's good. Good quote there. No, you need to go, you're not going to back off. You need to legally compel them.
Yeah, that would be a good idea too. I think both needs to work.
They're not listening.
I mean, there are struggles even within the union to get stuff done, and so there's a process.
But they packed the union with retired teachers. And what I'm saying, ask Dave Higuchi, ask John Perez, what happens with what gets passed at the House of Reps? You know what happens?
No, we had this conversation.
What happens?
Wait, I'll be right back.
It sits on the desk.
I'm not going away. Yeah,